would you say the conversation somewhat got intimate though? Because like in the screenshots that we seen, I'm not saying you guys were romancing, but in the screenshots that we seen in those two Snapchat screenshots that were in my last video, it looked like Kelly's talking about sex. She said that she's never been penetrated. She's still a virgin.
That is
She
strange.
basically disputed all those claims on Wings, saying that I could step up to the plate at any time. So like, what led up to that conversation?
Man, like I said, that night was the night that I was actually drunk for the first time in like 7 years. And that's why I didn't screenshot the rest of that. Because, dude, when that, I swear to you, like, when I had that conversation pop up on Snap and she said she never had sex with him, like, I literally, jaw on the floor, yo. And I was like, how
Yeah.
how do I tried getting my webcam up there and it wasn't focusing. I was like, how do I get this on fucking camera without her knowing that I'm gonna screenshot it? Because Snapchat lets you know that you screenshot. And I was like, fuck it, I pull up my burner phone,
Yeah.
and I fucking take a picture of it like that. And then like after that we started talking, and the conversation after she said that she was still a virgin led towards me, like, questioning her towards, like, are you sure that he's too fat for you guys to have sex? Or is it an actual, like, just lack of sexual experience between you two? And, she was like, they tried the first night and shit, and it didn't really work out very well between them, and he got frustrated and just kind of never really tried again.
Holy fuck! I'm at, bro. I'm at a loss for words. Like, it's just so
Like, he was, I can
contradicting and
imagine
ironic
him,
that
like,
he always.
just trying to stick it in, and he's like, I can't take this shit no more, man. I can't take it. I don't want to do. Let's get a little bit of pussy and have a wife, have a good life. Just fucking. I'm sorry, Kelly. I'm
Bro,
sorry,
it's just
y'all.
so wild to me. It's so wild to me because he's always like, if he can brag and gloat about anything, he'll say, I own my own house, I own my own land, and I'm married. I can have, I can get pussy whenever I want.
But he doesn't.
And Kelly, 2 years later, comes out and exposes him for pretty much being an incel. He calls everybody an incel. Oh, you guys probably are neckbeard incels. And then look at him over here. He can't even have sex with his wife. He can't even pop her cherry, take her virginity. Like, that's so mind-blowing. Like, I feel like we all knew it, but most of us have given him benefit of the doubt and say, like, okay, he might not have sex, but I'm sure that they've done some type of intercourse, after they got married, maybe on the wedding night, something, but never, not once.
Well, I think the
You gotta
issue
feel bad
is,
for Kelly. Like, it makes so much sense.
is he's got such a large mass of Wings in the way, right? So when Wings goes for the wang of redemption, he can't grab and get it in there. So she's not experienced enough to reach down and grab his dick and guide it in. So, like, maybe they need Gangsta Granny to come in there and get it in there sideways. Nah, it's fucked up. Rip Grant, Gangsta Granny.
Holy shit. Nah. That's crazy. So,
That was
what happened after those conversations?
Like I said, that was I was drunk that night, so I ended up fucking passing out. And when I woke up, the fucking chats were gone, fucking on Snapchat, and I was like, I didn't fucking, like, that wasn't a fucking fever dream, was it? And I looked on my other phone, and I was like, bro, she literally said that she's never been banged before. Like, and then I was like,
Yeah.
I was like thinking, I was like, that would make a great video. I took Wings of Redemption's wife's virginity.
Bro, okay. So we know Wings has low T, right? Like, low T equals no pussy. So did Kelly ever... Well, actually, I do know. I remember seeing in the screenshot that Kelly was, in a way, like, complaining about his low testosterone and how he won't do anything to help his low T problem. Can you go in depth on that?
Yeah, we were talking about that, and I was like, you know, there's other options to that. Like, you could use deodorants that have like testosterone in it. You can get patches and shit because, you know, he's too big of a bitch to fucking put a fucking needle in his ass once a fucking week. So, and she's like, I've tried.
Right.
Like, she every time she's brought it up or anything, he just shuts down like a big baby and says, "Stop criticizing me," and just tells her to leave, tells her to go out, just get the fuck out of my face for a while.
Oh my God, bro. Imagine marrying someone and not having the ability to please them not once in the entire relationship sexually, and you won't even do anything or attempt to do anything to change that situation. Like, God, that just shows you how pathetic he really is.
The worst part about that is when you and YOLO Dick Swagger get done fucking collabing on that archived video with the newly found screenshot that I provided you with, and if we can corroborate that together, then it's possible that not only is he not fucking his wife, but he might also be fucking somebody outside of his relationship.
Oh, bro, we can speak on that. YOLO already said it's cool to speak on that if you want to speak on it.
Yeah, if you want to speak on that, we can break that up.
All right, so let me remind you guys. Let me give you guys a refresher. If you guys remember back in the day, I think it was on PKA, Wings spoke on a girl he used to take back and forth to the strip club, right? You know, most of you guys probably remember that clip where he said, you know, this girl, she didn't have a car, she was a crackhead, but, you know, she made a lot of money at the club, so I would take her back and forth to the strip club. And he said in return, he would receive sexual favors. Well, Kelly brought up to Morning After Kill that once a month, at least once a month, he leaves the house and he goes to help some crackhead. And that's what Kelly called her. She called her a crackhead. So my speculation is that might be the same girl. You know, it doesn't make sense that he would be cheating on Kelly with her, but in a way, I think he might go over there for the attention, or who knows, she might be sucking him up. Who knows? But, you know, what do you think's happening, and what has Kelly said further on about that situation?
Do you want me to pull up the screenshots so I can show you?
Yeah.
In the chat?
Yeah. Of course. Of course. Because, you know, the thing about it is Kelly always, like, on stream, we don't even have to know what Kelly says about Wings to Morning After Kill to know that Kelly is upset because, you know, she can't get help taking the trash out. She'll go in there and say, "Wings, will you help me take the trash up to the dump?" He won't do it. You know, they'll make plans to go to something, you know, somewhere as simple as Best Buy, and he can't even follow through with those plans to go out with his wife to Best Buy. He never leaves the house. You know, Kelly leaves the house once a day at least, and all he does is hit her up to ask her to bring home food. And to think that he leaves the house once a month to go meet up with some crackhead, I mean, it raises an eyebrow, to say the least.
Yeah, see, here you go. She said, so this is at 6:45 p.m. She hit me up. It's kind of late to be, you know, dragging people around town, you know? She's like, so Jordy took a crackhead to her car across town, but why would he take her to her car? So, fuck it. He's just like, wait, why did he have a crackhead in his car? And she's like, she came to the house because he let her put his stuff in a shed. And apparently she was there at the house looking for her car key. She found her car, but didn't want to have to walk to her car. And I was like, it's kind of fucked up. She's like, she does stuff like this all the time. I was like, is this his mom? And she goes, she runs out of gas. She calls him. Her car breaks down. She calls him. Fucking. She goes, no, it's a girl from the neighborhood that he's known forever. I was like, is he fucking her? She said, no. I was like, it's just weird that he'd let her do this. Like, he used to buy hookers online. And she's like, she doesn't have anyone to help her. I was like, maybe she's one of the old hookers that he used to get. And she's like, no, he really didn't. And he's like, for real, he's too cheap to pay for something that he can get for free. He's like, that's not true. He hates playing on PC, so he bought an Xbox One Series X to play Halo Infinite when it's free on PC. And she said, dude, I would never, I would tell you the truth. He honestly has never paid for a hooker. I was like, but would he admit that to you? I'm just saying.
Mr. Yellow Dick Swagger had a good point. He said Brandy's sister used to be a crackhead, and he's wondering if it might be the same person.
Oh
You know,
man,
Conway's
is
a small
Wings getting
town.
cracked?
Anything's possible.
Is Wings being cracked by Brandy's sister to get back at Brandy
Oh
being
my
black?
god.
She's like, you ruined my marriage. I'm ruining yours, motherfucker. Are we seeing like the full circle consequences have actions, pimp?
Bro, so I think I only got one more question for you, and then I'll let chat, have their way with their questions. But did Kelly still talk to you even after, we exposed this whole situation and me and YOLO and Wings Teens uploaded our videos?
Yeah. Me and Kelly were talking, and I was like, listen, Kelly, I was like, I know this looks bad right now, but we're gonna let this blow over, and we're gonna work through this. And she was like, I don't see how we're gonna. And I was like, trust me, we're gonna figure this out. And she was like, okay. And then fucking then 2 hours later, I was blocked, and fucking Wings' Twitter went away on Twitter, and he has not been seen since.
Do you think she got scared? Because I feel like,
I asked her straight
Kelly,
up. I was
I
like,
feel
does
like
he hit you? I wanted to make sure, because I knew I knew I was going to get blocked at least some point in time. So I wanted to make sure before I got blocked, in case if Jordy grabbed her phone or whatever, that she wasn't being hit by him. And she said, no, he doesn't hit her.
Man, I feel like, because I know from personal experience that Wings will go on her phone and block people. And sometimes, the conversations with the trolls, if Kelly brings light to it in front of Wings, he'll take the phone and have conversations with the trolls and then block them and say what he wants. Like, he told me that he knew where I lived off of Kelly's Twitter. So I have a feeling that once this situation got brought to light, Wings probably made her hand over the phone and blocked you himself. I don't think that Kelly did that by choice, because it's obvious Kelly wants an out. She might not want to.
I still had her on Snapchat up until about an hour ago when I was talking that she still has me on Snap, and then it was gone, and then she's gone. So I know Wings was watching tonight for sure. There's no way he wasn't.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah, without a doubt.
She showed me that he literally brought her into the living room and sat her down like she was a 5-year-old child and confronted her about me and her talking for the first 24 hours.
Oh my god, bro! I just can't
I know
envision
she
that.
wanted a daddy, but I don't think she wanted a father.
I could just see it. Bro, I feel like everybody in the chat could see it. Wings getting up out of his chair. He's been thinking about it nonstop. It's been weighing heavy on his chest. And he gets up and he's like, Kelly, you need to have a seat over there on the couch. That $5 Goodwill couch I bought you. We need to have a discussion. What the hell is this? Wings Teens and Mr. Yellow Dick Swagger and 007 just uploaded a new video. You need to explain yourself. And it's like, man, I feel like Kelly wants an out of that relationship, but she doesn't want to look like the bad person. And she doesn't want to be the person that, divorces Wings. I feel like at this point, she just wants Wings to say, all right, it's over. Because she's been caught so many times.
Here's the worst part is, when she said to me in those screenshots that I showed you, I feel like I'm stuck. And we've seen Wings use the threat of against people to get what he wants. Do you think it's possible that he's manipulating her to stay in that relationship by saying, if you leave me, I'll have nothing, I'll kill myself?
Bro, that's a solid ass point. I'm not gonna lie, that probably rung a lot of bells, because if he'll say it to trolls to get them to stop making videos about him, there's a 100% chance that he has said that to her to stop her from doing something or leaving him or whatever it may be. I'm 100% sure. I mean, he's a narcissist, you know what I'm saying? He has to have said that to his wife, without a doubt.
That's awful. That's dude, that's the worst thing you could do to keep somebody in a relationship is to threaten them with suicide. Because that's dude, now you're keeping somebody prisoner in a relationship and not allowing them to go and live their life. and then he's stealing the best years of her life away from her, and then by the time he dies, she's gonna be too old to have kids and not be able to fulfill that dream of hers to become a wife and a mother.
Yeah, I mean, she's already 37 years old, you know. She doesn't have much time left. Like, even if she did leave him to go find somebody else, it still might be too late. She's gonna have to rush into having kids if she wants to have a kid. I think that dream is long gone, and I think the opportunity is off the table.
She's 38 at.
Oh, she's 38. Yeah,
38.
see, even then, like, I you know, she's never had sex, so there's no telling if she's still fertile or whatnot. But I don't think the possibility of her having kids is too, like, you know, is
I don't think it's far-fetched
at all.
I don't think it's far-fetched.
You don't think it's far-fetched?
No, she's a fucking Southern girl. They fucking shit out kids like fucking pigs, bro.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, you got a point. You got a point.
Well, no, yo,
I
she's
just
got
don't
them
see
Southern
Kelly
genes,
having...
bro. She fucking, dude, you fucking come anywhere the same room as her and she's pregnant.
Hey, let's be honest. You know better than everybody else. Because, hey, she's gone further with you than she has her own husband at this point. Let's be real.
No, I think she sucked the wang of redemption because she said define sex like Bill Clinton. And I said penetration, which means that they've probably done other things, which is even more horrifying to think about, is having to fucking ask Jordy to fucking pull his gut up so you can fucking get under the gut. Just like the Discord.
Man,
shout out to the OGs,
I don't know,
bro.
man.
Shout out. I've been around, bro. I've been around.
I don't think that Kelly has ever came. Let's be honest. I don't think Kelly has ever came. She might have gotten her, you know, she might have gotten licked, but I don't think she's ever came.
No, and she's a good Christian girl that doesn't believe in masturbation, actually. Which is even
I was just about to ask you if she ever brought that up.
I asked. I was like, you got any like vibrators or dildos? And she was like, no, I don't do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't buy into that. Oh, I'm a Christian woman. I'm a saint, because, you know, it's a sin to, you know, if you marry somebody, to, you know, go flirting around and cheating and, you know.
I get that, but
I don't think
it's weird because there's always like this non-existent line that she wasn't willing to cross, especially on Twitter, where she knew that the fucking chats weren't getting deleted. Like on Snapchat, she was a little bit more lenient with the shit that we were talking about. But like whenever things would get a little bit too towards there, she'd be like, all right, we need to like back this up a little bit. Like she'd pull back a little. And that's why I said that I would wait till in person to shoot my shot, you know?
Yeah, I just don't think you can call somebody a good Christian girl if they're on Twitter calling another man daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, that's mighty Christian of her, bro.
It's tough for me to do that.
That's mighty Christian of her, actually. Sounds about right.
All right, man. So at this point, I've asked all the questions that I have to ask. We got 780 to 800 people in here live. I'm sure there's a lot of fucking questions that people want to ask. If you want, you can just look at the chat yourself and answer off any questions you think that you'd like to answer.
Yeah, let's open it up to the chat. And before we do, I want to say big ups to everybody that's been gifting subs to fucking Real Talk right now. Let's go ahead and hype it up. Throw up the fucking big ups, and let me get those fucking rapid fire fucking dads.